Hi, I'm Lexi. Hi, I'm Zaria.
Hi, I'm Melanie.
Hi, I'm Natalia.
Hi, I'm Jorge.
Hi, I'm Ruben.
I'm Wesley.
And I'm Lydia.
And I'm Ashley. The advance of genetic engineering makes it quite conceivable that we will begin to design our own evolutionary progress. Isaac Asimov. Inheritable traits are passed down from one generation to the next through a microscopic molecule called DNA. It is in every one of us. It dictates our eye color, hair thinness and thickness, and even our fingernails. However, as the years have passed, scientists have been able to make significant leaps in the field of genetic engineering. This is the study of exchanging unwanted genes, or DNA, with more favorable ones. As this process of genetic modification does seem extremely beneficial to humans, it proves to be very harmful. This can be demonstrated by the fact that there are unintended consequences regarding the procedure, that it inhibits our ability to learn, and that genetic engineering can be a prelude to cloning. The science of genetic modification is especially new. There has not been much research or experimentation done, which is why it can lead to many unintended consequences, good or bad. Benefits would include enhancing some traits, like disease prevention and athleticism, which some of the very few procedures have accomplished, with examples being cystic fibrosis, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. While these are momentous benefits of gene therapy, there are also many drawbacks to the experimentations, such as inhibiting other qualities like the prevention of leukemia. Another unintended consequence of genetic modification would be the pleiotropic effect of the gene. This means that the one gene can affect more than one characteristic. For example, if you change one's athletic ability, you might inadvertently change their memory capacity. Although there are not numerous cases of gene therapy in humans, there are many cases for plants and small organisms. These are called genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. A well-known example of a GMO that has unintended consequences is grains. These grains were genetically modified to resist insects. However, the unintended effect was that as their pollen was spread to other farms, it mixed with other grains and caused them to be unable to reproduce. These not only have effects on the organisms, but also on the humans who consume them. According to Dr. Elizabeth C.'s research, food that was genetically engineered has resulted in 37 deaths, 1,500 partially paralyzed people. And in addition to this, it has led to 5,000 additional people experiencing a temporary disability due to a syndrome known as tryptophan, linked to genetically engineered bacteria. Perhaps more important than even unintended consequences is the inability to learn from one's mistake. Failures are fingerposts on the way to achievement, C.S. Lewis. So, if society creates people who never fail, how will we learn? If society used genetic engineering to create the ideal person, everyone would be the same. We would, in essence, be perfect. Humans would look the same, feel the same, and think the same thoughts. This would reflect negatively on society because it would lead to groupthink. This means that people will not be able to think of ways to improve their designs to better society because everyone will think in the same way. An example which explicitly shows how groupthink negatively affects society would be the explosion of the Challenger space shuttle. This was because no one wanted to speak up and fix the problem. In addition, if society was perfect and never failed, some major findings, like the accidental discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming, never would have been made. The result of this penicillin saved millions of lives and would be a benefit of not genetic engineering. Another example on which one must be able to fail until they achieve is Thomas Edison, who had numerous designs and models of the light bulb until he found the right one. This initial failure helped society to know which designs for light bulbs didn't work, as well as what the most efficient and effective ones were. Once we stop learning, we become nothing more than a copy of the one before us. Opening the door for human cloning, genetic engineering has helped to create copies of small organisms and even seeds. However, the processes of cloning, even in animals like mice, has a very small success rate. One of the major stories of cloning that resulted from genetic engineering was Dolly the sheep, cloned by Ian Wilmot and Keith Campbell from Roslin Institute. The sheep Dolly was called the world's most famous sheep. She was a clone from a dead sheep already, and she lived for 7 years before dying from progressive lung cancer. This experiment was a failure and a success at the same time. It highlighted the fact that there are unintended consequences, like the lung cancer. However, it has been the best success story from any experiment involving cloning. If genetic engineering is the next step towards cloning, and now society is testing genetic engineering on humans, surely human cloning will follow. However, one of the major drawbacks of human cloning would be the deaths and disfigurements of many test subjects before cloning is perfected. This, in the long run, would devalue the importance of life, of a human life, and would be extremely expensive. Forbes magazine estimates the cloning of a human to be around $2 million per person, and it would take an estimated time from 3 to 5 years. Granted, many people strive for and idolize perfection. It is not always the safest choice. Though genetic engineering holds a lot of great promise in some fields, it holds more uncertainties. These uncertainties include unintended consequences, losing the ability to learn, and opening the door for human cloning. This being said, genetic modification is one of those sciences that need to be slow and meticulous in its development, enabling us to obtain the wisdom to use it correctly. Well done.